What I'm about to show you will make you feel so much better about your worst morning ever. Because while you might think spilling coffee on your shirt is embarrassing, wait until you hear about the marketing manager who accidentally put toothpaste on her coffee mug and coffee in her hair. And that's just the beginning. These 6 morning disasters went so viral that millions of people couldn't stop watching. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your brain turns to mush the moment you're running late. Plus, I'm going to reveal the scientific reason why being late creates a domino effect that makes smart people do incredibly stupid things. Let's start with what I call the morning disaster chain. You know that feeling when your alarm doesn't go off, and suddenly your entire morning becomes a comedy of errors? Well, this marketing manager in Atlanta filmed her morning routine after oversleeping, and what happened next broke the internet. She started by putting toothpaste on her coffee mug instead of on her toothbrush. Then, in a moment of pure morning brain fog, she poured coffee directly into her hair, thinking it was her mug. But here's where it gets really good. She decided to multitask by ironing clothes while brushing her teeth, which resulted in burning her shirt and somehow dropping her toothbrush into the coffee pot. Now you might be thinking this sounds fake, but 35 million people watched this chaos unfold, and the comment section was filled with people sharing their own morning disasters. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. The outfit emergency is where things get really relatable. A teacher in San Francisco proved that being late makes choosing clothes impossible, even though we've all been getting dressed our entire lives. She filmed herself trying on 12 different outfits in 8 minutes, creating what can only be described as a clothing tornado in her bedroom. The result? She ended up at school wearing mismatched shoes, inside-out pants, and a shirt with the price tag still attached. Her students noticed everything and spent the entire day trying to guess what happened to her. The compilation video got 28 million views because everyone recognized that panic of staring at a closet full of clothes and somehow having nothing to wear. But wait, it gets worse. The breakfast catastrophe is proof that trying to eat while running out the door violates every law of physics and common sense. A nurse in Chicago attempted to eat yogurt, drink coffee, and grab her keys simultaneously while sprinting to her car. She filmed the aftermath, which included yogurt splattered across her scrubs, coffee covering her windshield, and somehow, her car keys ended up in the yogurt container. She arrived at work looking like she'd been in a food fight, and her morning disaster video got 40 million views because we've all tried to eat breakfast while running and failed spectacularly. Now I know what you're thinking. These people are just clumsy, right? Wrong. Science actually explains why being late turns normal humans into walking disasters. When we're stressed and rushed, our brains prioritize speed over accuracy, leading to what psychologists call cognitive overload. Basically, your brain is trying to do too many things at once and ends up doing nothing correctly. This brings us to the transportation panic. A sales manager in Houston discovered he was 20 minutes late and turned his morning commute into a NASCAR experience his insurance definitely doesn't cover. But here's the fascinating part. He filmed himself talking to traffic lights like they could hear his desperate negotiations. He promised good behavior, offered bribes, and even tried reverse psychology on a particularly stubborn red light. Every single light turned red as he approached, creating the perfect storm of morning lateness. 22 million people watched his traffic light therapy session, and the comments were flooded with people admitting they've had full conversations with inanimate objects. The excuse preparation phase is where creativity meets desperation. A receptionist in Portland spent her entire commute perfecting an elaborate story about helping a family of ducks cross the road, complete with sound effects and emotional details. She practiced different versions, timing each one to sound believable but not rehearsed. Her coworkers were so suspicious when she arrived that they filmed her delivery, and the video got 18 million views. Because we've all been there, haven't we? That moment when simple honesty feels less believable than an elaborate fiction involving natural disasters and celebrity encounters. But maybe you're thinking these are isolated incidents, that most people handle being late with grace and dignity. Let me tell you about the last-minute everything disaster that proves being late makes basic human functions require advanced engineering degrees. An accountant in Vegas filmed herself attempting to put on makeup while driving, eating a granola bar, and responding to work emails. She managed to get mascara on her rearview mirror, granola crumbs in her keyboard, and sent an email that simply said, "Running late, can't talk." Her morning juggling act looked like a circus performance gone catastrophically wrong, and 30 million people watched because they recognized their own desperate attempts at superhuman multitasking. Here's what's really happening in these moments. When we're late, our fight or flight response kicks in, flooding our system with stress hormones that actually impair our decision-making abilities. We think we're moving faster and being more efficient, but we're actually creating more problems and taking longer to solve them. The reason these videos went viral isn't just because they're funny. They're viral because they show us we're not alone in our morning struggles. Every single person watching has experienced that moment when being late transforms them from a competent adult into someone who can't perform basic tasks without creating chaos. So the next time you're running late and everything goes wrong, remember that you're not broken or incompetent. You're just human, experiencing a perfectly normal response to time pressure that turns us all into temporary disasters. If this video made you feel better about your own morning chaos, smash that like button because it helps more people find content that makes them laugh at their own disasters. Subscribe for more videos about the ridiculous things we all do when life gets overwhelming. And check out my video about why grocery shopping when hungry creates equally hilarious disasters. Trust me, you'll never look at your impulse purchases the same way again.